Hey guys, IND here. Just picked up our Zandvoort blue G87 M2. As always, can't stand the unsightly orange reflectors. Going to swap these out with IND Painted Front Reflectors, color matched in Zandvoort blue. To get started changing the reflectors, we are going to remove the wheel. It's going to aid in accessing the back side of the reflector. Before we do that, we did back out 3 of the wheel lug bolts already, and then we're going to utilize the Future Classic wheel hanger pins. These are great to make sure that the wheel hangs when you remove the lug bolts. Putting 2 of these wheel hanger pins in, I'm going to put them in opposite positions of each other, remove the 2 wheel lugs that are remaining. No need to hold the wheel in place because the wheel hanger pins are chamfered to keep the wheel on the hub. Removal of the wheel. They aid in making sure that you don't hit your brake caliper. After removal of the wheel, if you do want to skip that step, you can turn the wheels inside into the fender well to gain access. Either way, having the car up on a lift or a floor jack will be beneficial to the installation. For the installation, you don't necessarily need to remove any of the screws within the wheel well. It is beneficial to remove this plastic push rivet and this 10mm screw. Once the pin on the plastic push rivet is removed, you can pull the bumper cover away from the body panels it sits within. You're also able to pull the bumper cover away from the inner structure that it's clipped into in order to gain access to the OEM unpainted reflector. Now we're going to use a heat gun to make sure that we can easily remove the reflector core from the bumper cover. This is going to make sure that we remove all of the tape, and it does aid in the process of the removal. Now we're going to apply pressure to the reflector to separate the double-sided tape that's connecting the reflector core to the bumper cover. This is our IND installation kit. Comes with a pry tool, a Bondo spreader, and some fishing line. The primary tools for this installation are going to be the pry kit and the Bondo spreader. Fishing line is used for trunk emblems and various emblems around the vehicle for easy removal. I'm going to use this Bondo spreader to act as a wedge or a knife to cut through some of the tape that does not want to come unseated. Now that all the tape has been released from the bumper cover, we can slip the reflector core out the back. This vehicle is brand new, so the removal of this reflector came out very clean. The tape has not been adhered to the inside of the bumper cover for very long. As you can see around the edges, most of it came off extremely clean except for this area that I did have to remove with the Bondo spreader. So with that said, we want to check the inside surface of the bumper cover to make sure that it's completely clean prior to installation of the painted reflector, because any leftover residue is going to prevent the reflector from sitting properly within the bumper cover. Here we have the IND Painted Zandvoort blue reflector replacement. Masking tape is utilized to make sure that the release film is not damaged throughout the painting process. First step is to remove the film. Removing the film exposes the double-sided tape that we're going to utilize to install the reflector into the bumper cover. Here, placement is critical. You want to make sure to maintain an even gap all around the reflector. Upon removal of the amber reflector, you may notice a slight gap, and you can manipulate the bumper cover. I do recommend putting slight force inward to close the gap and to make sure that all the gaps are even prior to locking it in. with the double-sided tape. Make sure to press all around the painted reflector to make sure it's seated properly. Once the IND painted reflector is installed into the bumper cover, reinstallation is really easy. Just reassemble the factory push rivet, reinstall the 10mm screw that was removed. After the bottom side is reinstalled, you're going to want to re-engage the clips that were disengaged. One here, second one here, third one at the bottom. All right, we're gonna close out here. We did remove the wheel, so we want to make sure that we do torque the wheel back to factory specs in a star pattern as always. Thanks for sticking around. If you liked this, please like, comment, subscribe. It does help us know what you're looking for to modify your new G87 M2.